can see that line of trees. That's where the path usually is that you can walk down. And all things being well, I will be taking Gladys on the Anderton boat lift sometime in the new year. There's a canoe club here. I guess they could have canoe races around until the water subsides.
We will be calling at Ledbury, Colwall, Great Malvern, Malvern Link, Worcester Foregate Street, Droitwich Spa. Worcester Foregate Street.
Once again, Worcester Foregate Street. West Midlands Railways once again. Bang on time, great service. On my way down into Diglis Locks and the Basin Marina. I've come back to Worcester today as I heard there'd been more flooding, the River Severn once again. And I wondered what had happened to the locks down at Diglis. I'm on my way now, walking over there to find out. Once again, I'm at Diglis top lock, and as I kind of expected, the bottom lock is completely submerged. And it's all level with the level of the River Severn, which you can see just behind the lock. It's quite amazing how the water rises and how it always seems to recover. A couple of swans coming into the picture now. I wonder if I've met these two before. There are so many swans here in Worcester. There you are, that's how they get out of the water. Oh, very serene they look. But you've got to be careful, they've got a really mean temper if they're turned. So usually there's a path down there alongside those bushes, and you can walk very easily and safely down past the lock and then walk alongside the river. And you ain't going to do that today. It's a big advantage to be a swan, I think, in weather like this. As if anyone needed telling, do not proceed today. A couple of large river-going boats here in the basin. That blue one is called Tie the Knot, and this green and yellow one is called Isabella. I wonder what it's like to drive a boat of this size. Maybe I'll find out one day. It must be twice the length of Gladys and Narrowboat. this towpath then from Diglis Basin up to lock number 3. You can see how the tree roots have pushed their way up through the tarmac. Incredible. And riding a bike over these is very, very uncomfortable unless you've got suspension on the bike, which of course Bromptons haven't really got. Here's a stroke of luck, except there's a boat coming out of the lock. This is lock 3. I love the name.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. And the Severn down the front, like a gun.
Yeah.
Really clever.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's all flooded down the other locks are all flooded up.
Yeah?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, right.
Oh, very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Cheers.
Ta-ra. I've walked up through the town, past the cathedral, and this is where I saw lots and lots of swans last time the river was flooded over. I came here in January, and once again there are lots and lots and lots of swans. You can see that line of trees. That's where the path usually is that you can walk down. And here, in the same place as last time, all gathered together, all these swans. I think they might have figured out that people will come down and give them things to eat. That's probably why they hang around here. Feel sorry for the businesses around here. You can see that awning just behind the swans. Seems to get flooded out regularly. Yet they bounce back time after time, and I think flooding is just something that people who live in Worcester almost expect these days, and they just respond to it. It's quite a spectacle to people like me who don't live here. Anyone care to estimate how many swans there are? I don't think I'd like to even try. Despite all the floods, the bridge always seems to be unaffected and stays open. Huge amount of water. The cricket club is just behind the Premier Inn over there, and The pitch is totally submerged. Here's the view downriver. Quite impossible to walk down to the cathedral along the river edge. Worcester has been invaded by swans once again. So I had hoped that I might have bumped into my friend Kevin Phillips down at Diglis Lock. Kevin's a volunteer with CRT, and he's one of the lock keepers, volunteer lock keepers, and I met him, I think it was last time I was down there, and we had a nice chat, and he's a viewer of the channel. Not only that though, Kevin has a YouTube channel of his own, and recently he went on a trip on the Anderton boat lift, which is something I'd really love to do myself, and all things being well, I will be taking Gladys on the Anderton boat lift sometime in the new year, and I'll do a video of that. But in the meantime, if you want to watch Kevin's video, I'll put a link on here for you, and you can see it on his channel. I don't think it's quite as bad as it was in January when I came here to film the floods. Back then, all of this was covered in water as well. Cars were marooned in the car park. So I don't think that's happened this time. But the river's really high, and look at all that debris that has washed up against the arches of the bridge over this side. All bits of branches and trees and various rubbish. I wonder whose job it is to tidy that up. Be quite a job to do, wouldn't it? Looks like there's quite a strong current over the other side. Those swans are getting grabbed by it. Perhaps they do it on purpose. You know, perhaps it's quite exciting for them. Off they go. I wonder if these are the same two swans I saw down at Diglis Locks. Maybe they followed me all the way up here. What majestic creatures they are. What a fantastic view from this point of the railway bridge. So when I come into Worcester, my train comes that way. So that's the direction back to Hereford. You can appreciate the size of the thing. It's quite something. I booked that train specially. You'll never believe how much it costs to hire it to come across just at the right time. Sabrina Bridge, it says the name was selected by a schools competition. It's named after a legend of Sabrina. bridge was opened in February 1992. I quite like this bridge. I know some people don't go for modern designs, but it's very functional. Now, last time I was here, I walked down this very road in the other direction. I came from up there, and I just walked past the grandstand of the racecourse, and here is the racecourse. I think the going would be described as very soft at the moment. I think you'd find it rather difficult to sneak into the course today, wouldn't you? I suppose you could swim through. It's just simply amazing, isn't it? I guess there's a canoe club here. I guess they could have canoe races around until the water subsides. Well, that's an idea. I might suggest that. Hope you enjoyed this little visit to Worcester. I know I've been here many times now, and it never fails to impress, I have to say. And what I'm always impressed by is the resilience of this city, because it gets flooded so often, and yet they just seem to take it in their stride and bounce back every time. Yeah, an incredible amount of water that comes out of the River Severn, and where does it all go in the end? I don't know. I mean, some of the flooded areas, where does that go to? Anyway, that's a question that somebody else can answer, I think. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next week from somewhere else. I'll be doing something else, and with any luck might have some latest positive news about Gladys and Narrowboat. See ya, bye. And here is my train.